3-minute history, Mr. Mack-Poole. Today we're going to be looking at the Bamberg Conference. How did Hitler consolidate power over his own party? Before we get into what the Bamberg Conference actually is, let's look at its causes. So, prior to the Bamberg Conference, Adolf Hitler had been in jail for high treason. After all, he had attempted and failed with his Munich putsch. Now, whilst he was in jail, he lost control of the Nazi Party, and therefore he needed to reconsolidate that control once he got out. Let's not forget, for a bit of context, that Gustav Stresemann was doing a great job with his golden years of the Weimar Republic. He enacted both peaceful deals with the Locarno Pact and had set in the Dawes Plan into motion, which created stability and peace for the Weimar Republic. Now, this was not good for the Nazis. One of the major problems for the Nazi Party was the North-South Divide. So, those who were in Berlin had a more socialist outlook. So we have to remember that the Nazi Party were National Socialists. So those in the south of Germany had a more nationalist outlook, and those in the north of Germany had a more socialist outlook. And these two outlooks really are irreconcilable. This led to Hitler calling the Bamberg Conference, and it's a very intelligent place to call it, because it looks like it's in the middle of the country, but it's still in Bavaria, the south of the country. So this would really highlight Hitler's intentions to dominate the Nazi Party. Also, I will add that Berlin and Munich were rival cities in Germany, just as, say, London and Birmingham or Manchester and Liverpool are in England, and this comes out in football rivalries. There was a rivalry between Berlin and Munich for kind of control of the Nazi Party. So at this Bamberg Conference in 1926, where Hitler wanted to reassert his power and iron out the differences between the North and the South of the party, he had two major rivals. One with Joseph Goebbels. Joseph Goebbels would become the later Reichsminister for Propaganda, and he got Goebbels on side. He also had a rival in the party, Gregor Strasser. Gregor Strasser was someone that Hitler never really trusted, but Gregor Strasser put his arm around Hitler and agreed with his views. Hitler did not debate with them, he merely gave them a long speech. So, what were the consequences of the Bamberg Conference? To summarise, foreign policy. Hitler wanted Lebensraum. He wrote this down in Mein Kampf. He did not want to have a friendly policy with the Soviet Union. Sectarianism, religious differences between Protestant and Catholics, would have to be put on the back burner. Being German was what's important. Hitler wanted Volksgemeinschaft, a true German community. The 25 points would be the constitution of the Nazi Party, and ultimately Hitler would introduce Führerprinzip, which was that his personal authority would outweigh anything, no one would question his decisions, and he would be successful. And that was how Hitler organised the Bamberg Conference.